Warning, this podcast was produced by two men who still think that swearing is both big and clever. As a result, it contains quite a lot of it. Therefore, this podcast is not suitable for children, unless they're really fucking cool children. Yes, people, Dave Fensom here with another episode of Pop, Collaborate and Listen. First of all, thank you so much for all your feedback on the Take That episode. Glad that you guys were having fun with that. Not a great album, but a fun episode to record. I wonder if we'll have a similar situation this week. This is a bit of a landmark for us. First episode we ever recorded was Phil Collins, and here we are again, back with his next album, Both Sides. Will we like this? Will we find it terrible? Who knows? Have a listen. Find out. What else has been going on? Well, we're getting ready to record our best ofs. The next episodes that come out are going to be a best of hip hop for 1993 because it's a good year for hip hop, and a best of 1993 as well. But this is the final episode of 1993. Took us a while to get through this year, but hopefully we'll start whipping through 1994 quite quickly. What else can I tell you? I've launched a website, davefensom.com. Go and check that out if you want to see where I'm playing live. If you're in Brighton on the 26th of November, I'm doing the Forge, MCing the Forge, club that I helped put together. First time I've MC'd it, so I'm quite excited about that. If you're in Peacehaven this Saturday, the 12th of November, I'm going to be MCing that. Lovely pro lineup there. Lots of bits and pieces going on, and I will remind you that my special ADH Dave is now available for free on YouTube. Anyone that wants to leave us a comment is greatly appreciated. Thumbs up, all that kind of jazz. It's just, I've just kind of dribbled it out. I've not done any advertising yet. I probably should at some point, but I'm pretty slack and busy, so there we go. Anyway, and guys, I hope you enjoy this episode. We had a real blast recording this one, I've got to say. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you next time. Yes, people, Dave Fensom here with another episode of Pop, Collaborate and Listen. As always, I am joined by my good friend, Mr. Chris DeGreer.
Hello, everyone.
As a great man once said, I have come round full circle.
Yes, mate.
Yeah. We started this podcast. When did we start this podcast?
2019.
2019, pre-pandemic. Can
Yeah.
you believe it? We started with the one and only Mr. Phil Collins.
Yes, that
Philly
was the
C.
first episode that we did was on But Seriously.
But seriously, I
Right.
take your butt seriously.
Which is our third most downloaded episode ever.
Yeah.
The But Seriously episode. Everyone seems to have a go at that one. I mean, fair enough, it's the first one on there.
It sounds shit though, unfortunately.
Oh, mate, that's the thing. I'm so annoyed that the whole first season, when we didn't have the equipment that we have now, it just sounds pony.
What we should do is, like Phil Collins went back in 2016,
remastered.
Remaster them all. We'll just script them and we'll just read it out and try and fake the enthusiasm.
Quite well. There's going to be a lot in that first season of faking enthusiasm.
Yeah, you can't fake the funk on a nasty dunk. Right, so...
we are back with Phil Collins.
Back with Phil Collins, yeah. So this is his 2000? It's fucking not. It's his 1993 album, Both Sides.
Yes, and this is his fifth solo album, and it is the first one after But Seriously. There was a live album in between, but it's the first album since the one that we covered already. And so we don't need to do an awful lot of kind of what we think about Phil, because we said it all in that episode. But a quick recap.
Yeah, quick recap. Like Phil Collins.
Like Phil
bangers.
Collins.
We like a bit of Phil Collins. We like a bit of Phil Collins.
He's got some brilliant tunes. We already said he's probably a bit of a dickhead in person, but he's got some fantastic songs.
Now, one of the key themes that we picked up on fairly heavily during our But Seriously episode was... a lot of Phil Collins' divorce woes.
Quite, yes.
And I really thought at that point that's probably about as much about that type of thing as you can probably talk about on a pop rock Phil Collins record.
Well, we're going to find very different as we go through this album, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we're gonna learn a couple of things.
Yeah, I mean this is written kind of in the midst of his second divorce. It seems to be the marriage was to Jill Tavelman. And this is a breakup record, but it's not looking back so much because I think it's in the middle of it. I think it's still happening at this time of this album.
This is a record that Phil has described as his most personal record.
He has, yes. He's also said it's his favourite album from a songwriting and creative perspective. He said that.
Has he now?
He has.
Okay.
And one of the things that we should flag up right at the start, and I'm sure we'll mention it as we go through, he did everything on this album.
He did.
Previous albums, obviously he's had collaborators, he's had musicians, he's had producers and that sort of stuff helping him out. This is all Phil.
All of it.
He wrote it, he played all the instruments.
Did you say this is all Phil?
This is all Phil. It's him doing every single instrument. He also did the bulk of production. He did get someone else in to help out kind of the final bits, the tweaks at the end. But essentially, he is producer as well. Yeah. So songwriting, instrument playing, and production, all Phil Collins.
It's very fair to say that the buck stops here.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Yes, exactly.
Well, look, I mean, in terms of how it did, it didn't get the greatest critical reception on release, although there has been some kind of latter-day revisionism of that.
Yes, there has, but I think there always seems to be. With any album that doesn't perform particularly well from a big artist, there's always someone who's willing to go to bat for it.
Yeah,
and so there's definitely been some of that since. But yeah, right at the time, it didn't sell particularly well, and it especially didn't sell as well as But Seriously, because that was, as we saw, ridiculously big.
Well, let's frame that, actually, because you said it sold particularly well. I mean, in terms of expectations, I mean, it still went straight into number one in about 6 countries. Like France, Germany, England, Switzerland, a variety of places. It still went platinum, this record.
It did. Took a little bit longer, but it still went platinum.
It peaked at 13 in the US charts.
Yes.
Which is, I think that was the single very much underperformed.
Yeah.
The thing is, it still managed to be, was it with the 8th best-selling record
of
the year? Even though it was
1993.
Because where are we in the year?
Right, I mean, this was released on it got to number one the 14th of November.
Yeah.
And it only got to number one for 1 week in the UK.
Okay.
And then went back down. Meatloaf went back up to number one for 5 weeks and through to the end of the year. But it went in at number one, and then in the kind of the 6 weeks to the end of the year, it was, like you say, the 8th best-selling album in 1993 in the UK, which is something to be, it's big.
It was in a lot of Vauxhall Cavaliers.
Yeah, and it sold on the back of Phil Collins' name. Obviously, people were like, oh, I like Phil Collins. I know Phil Collins. I like what he's done before. I'm buying this album straight away. So that's what happened.
Right now, this is a bit of a Top Gear interlude for me, but I suddenly just started to feel bad because I kind of almost said it was in a lot of Vauxhall Cavaliers and quite a... a bit
of a derogatory term there,
yeah. I just want to point out that my favourite car that I've ever owned, I had a 1993 Vauxhall Cavalier SRI. It was fucking great. I loved it.
Oh, I see, yeah.
It was silver, had a Decepticon sticker on the back.
Of course it did.
It was fucking great.
But yeah, so in terms of the album, it wasn't a flop, but it performed poorly in comparison to the other albums, and especially But Seriously, because we saw But Seriously was number one for like 13 weeks, and stayed in the charts for pretty much the rest of the year in 1990. This didn't do as well.
That said, it didn't stop the world tour being one of the biggest.
No, yeah, actually,
one
you're
of the
right
biggest things in the world.
Huge, that tour, yeah.
But certainly, from a recording perspective, he was moving into different territory.
He did. He never really hit the heights of But Seriously after that time.
But at least we never saw the Phil... I mean, I'll caveat this. I say we never saw the Phil Collins hip-hop album. We never saw Phil Collins do a hip-hop album.
Yeah, true. No,
there is actually, as we possibly have discussed on this before, there is actually a Phil Collins hip-hop album.
Strange shit.
Yeah, hip-hop covers of Phil Collins songs.
Old Dirty Bastard turned out to be just this big Phil Collins fan. Yeah, fine.
Right, there we
do
go.
what you do, man.
Anyway, so let's start, as we always do, by looking at the album cover.
Well, there's not much to say. It's another in the series of album covers of Phil's face.
Yeah, it's an arty face shot.
Yeah.
Black and white.
Yeah. This time he's looking directly into the camera rather than off center.
You can only see half of his face.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit incongruous. Cause
Well, for
it's
both
called
sides.
Both sides.
Yeah, true.
Phil knows what he likes, and it's an arty close-up of a slaphead. That's what he likes.
And it's worked well for him so far. Let's face it.
People need it. People want it.
From how low I must be going through face value, through no jacket required, that's what he has done.
Yeah.
It's his face on the cover and the title to the side. That's it.
Here we are. Great stuff.
So yeah, there's not anything really to say about this cover. It's another one of a series.
Yeah.
No. I must admit, I do like the fact that when he remastered the albums, he retook the photos of him at that age.
Yeah.
I do like that. I think that was a nice touch.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Right. Okay. So so the first track on this album, this is the first single, the title track of sorts. This one's called Both Sides of the Story.
Right, yes. And this was the first single, like you say, it was October 93 it came out, and it only got to number 7 in the charts as a single. Here we go.
Well, I mean, this sounds very much like Phil Collins.
It really does. In with the drums.
You got a low-key pop rock, inexplicably loud drums.
Yes. I guess this is a little bit like the But Seriously stuff. This could fit on there if you wanted to put it in there.
Those synths are a strong 80s hangover.
Oh, he loves that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking loves his synths. There we are. Here's Phil.
Here we are.
And I mean, the whole thing is both sides of the story.
Yeah.
Is the title, and it's Phil being a centrist dad.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's sad stories with a bit of headline gravitas, soundbite takes on issues. Basically, it's all stuff that it's things that you really, if you hadn't thought about these things as deeply as Phil is thinking, then you may need to make sure you're still alive. Do you know what I mean? This is common sense presented as provocatism.
Exactly. I mean, he's really coming through from the Another Day in Paradise.
Yeah.
Phil, he's decided that that's working for him,
Yeah.
and he wants to put the focus on some more little kind of things that we should really be thinking about.
Oh, hang on, mate. We've got verse 2, and we've made it literally 8 lines into this song before the mention of the divorce comes in, because this is this is the relationship breakdown verse of this song.
It is.
Maybe it'll be the only time he talks about it on this album.
Right. This song is, I'm guessing it is him having been divorced and realising that he's probably not going to come out of it very well.
Yeah.
He's getting in front of the narrative and he's going, no, let's hear both sides of the story. It's always important. It's always important to hear both sides, because
Absolutely.
what you're going to hear is that I cheated on my wife twice with someone that I was in drama school with and was engaged to for a while but never married. And when I went on tour in 1992, I might have cheated twice with her. That's what you're going to hear. But there's 2 sides to this story.
Yeah.
And the other side is that the homeless are... like, Phil, come on, man. He has the balls in that verse that you just pointed out. He has the balls to put the wife in the narrative of being the one that cheats. Because the line is like, she cheated on... Or, she says... he accuses her of being unfaithful, and she says, well, I fell out of love with you. Oh, you just swapped that around a little bit there, did you, Phil?
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Who knows what goes on behind closed doors?
Oh, no, absolutely. But... yeah.
There's 2 sides to every story.
Every
Chris.
story,
That's the
every
point.
story.
I mean, have you learnt nothing?
Apparently not.
So look, right. Musically, it's kind of dark and driving. It's got a bit of tempo to it.
Yeah, sure.
But it doesn't do that much, does it?
No, it doesn't. There are some synth sounds in here that sound disturbingly like bagpipes that I don't think should be allowed. It just chugs along. It doesn't go anywhere.
I mean, the fourth verse, I think we should address, which is
which one's the fourth one?
White man turns the corner.
Amazing. Right, yeah. Because the verses are, first one's homeless people. It's like, oh, mate, he's just like you and me, but he's had a bad run of luck. The second verse is about the married couple who are arguing and are going to get split up. The third verse is about potentially Northern Ireland and the Civil War there, the Troubles, and going, well, if you just sit down and talk to each other, this could all be sorted out over a cup of tea, that sort of shit. But yeah, the fourth verse then, let's see if we get it.
I think he did deal with the Troubles in the last one.
Oh, mate.
Surprising to see it still going on.
He must have thought he'd done his job, but no. But fucking bastard Northern Irish people kept on going. But yeah, is this the fourth verse coming up? Oh, here we are.
White man turns the corner. finds himself within a different world. Maybe a little nod to the show The Different World.
A ghetto kid.
I mean,
Wow, amazing. Mate.
This is the worst bit of white saviour patronising.
It's incredible.
It's proper like it's proper just cross-stitch partridge. It's such partridge.
Oh dear God.
Would you respect me if I didn't have this gun?
Oh, the video for this as well is like it's incredibly po-faced. It just does.
I mean, what a surprise!
It just does every story straight. It just that's what you're seeing is what you're hearing. And when it gets to the fourth verse, it is some white guy in a suit and some ghetto kid in quotation marks in kind of a hoodie and low-slung jeans, and it's just cringeworthy. Yeah.
So look, there is not enough song to support 6 minutes 40 of this.
No, I was pretty scared when I saw that they're starting off with a 6.5, and for a fucking single.
Yeah, I mean it's worthy, but not in a good way. This is what and I've got a weird feeling I may have said this in the first episode, but it's what Smash Hits would have called boring pop.
Okay, yeah.
And it's.
If
this is your statement opener, mate, it doesn't bode well.
No. There's. I can't get on with this enough. Whenever we did the first album, even in the really overly serious songs, I could at least go, "Oh, this is quite funny." Mm-hmm. That's just a bit. Oh, come on, man!
Leave it out, mate.
Just get on with this. Yeah, but the radio edit was still 5:30 on this, and he's done 6 minutes 40 on the album version of. Just get on with this. Yeah. And I honestly believe that his, both sides of the story shtick. Of course, I mean, if you're looking for a soundbite, it's a good soundbite, both sides of the story. But there are some of these that there's not really two sides to the
you're not really
story. You don't need two sides.
There's no juxtaposition, which is the kind of essential thing you're trying to do. I'm not having it. Anyway,
no.
So let's not very good. Track number 2 is called "Can't Turn Back the Years."
Exactly. And I was going into this. We didn't even say at the start. What was your thoughts going into this? Like, what did you expect?
I liked bits of "But Seriously," and I guess I think I was probably expecting more of the same.
Yeah,
really.
Me too. That's exactly what I was thinking. I thought it was going to be lots of horns again. It was lots of just big, slightly 40% dull pop tunes.
Yeah.
But fair enough. We kicked off with that one, and it's upbeat. It's got big drums forefront. But I'm just thinking he's not got there yet for me. He's not got there. So I'm going fucking come on. Track number 2.
Let's have a banger.
Let's have a fucking banger.
Oh no.
Jesus. What?
So it's a plinky, sad song. I wonder what it's about. What do you think it's about, Krista?
Oh, is it about Northern Ireland? Is it about the homeless?
No.
Is it about a failed relationship?
Well, it's funny you should say that. And we've got a very plaintive vocal from your boy Collins coming in about now. Yeah.
Okay, lovely.
I mean, he's very sad.
He does sound it.
Look, this synth that's going in here.
I hate it.
Mate, it's like a fucking cat looking for attention.
I absolutely detest the sound. I don't know where he's found this sound on.
Mate.
Where is the setting for this?
He's found it right at the wrong end of a keyboard.
Honest to God.
That's the kind of setting that you only find when you've been up until 5 o'clock in the morning going, why's she gone?
I don't know. I reckon he's cried enough into the electronics on the keyboard that's now what it sounds like.
I mean, this is cripplingly dull, isn't it?
Oh my God. He's a drummer. Why has he let this weak drum track be the bass?
I don't know,
This
man.
is so weird.
And lyrically, it's like finding out your dad's been doing poetry.
No.
It is, isn't it? It's
There's
like
a shocker. Yeah.
Can you imagine? It's like going through a chest and expecting to find pornography and finding your dad's poetry.
It's like teenage
What would you rather find? Do you know what I mean?
It's wallowing in grief for the love that's gone from his marriage, which is not sad. It's
of course it is.
I mean, I want to point out here at this point, I love sad songs.
Yeah, me
I
too.
Fucking love sad songs. And one of my favourite albums of all time is Beck Sea Change, which is a breakup album about a marriage that broke down.
Yeah.
And I think it's gorgeous and heartbreaking and all that shit. But it's got songs for fucking days.
Yeah. Because you know, at the end of all of this, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, you find your muse in those situations. And
Absolutely.
It drives you,
Yeah.
And sometimes
The emotion.
And sometimes you aren't at your best in those situations.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you say and think things that are best, you know, not kept to yourself. 'Cause I'm not suggesting people shouldn't share how they're feeling, but that you may say and think things that you, on reflection, go, well, I'm glad I don't feel and think that way anymore.
Fair
because
enough.
that was a bad time.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's possibly what's going on here.
Yeah.
Because this song is only 4 minutes 40, and I say only.
Only.
Right? That is in
Imagine
comparison
us
to
saying only.
in comparison to the rest of the songs of this album.
Yeah.
But I will say, it does feel longer.
It really does.
Because this song does nothing. It dribbles along like a broken tap.
And again, just the sound of it. You know, if you had this on with no vocals, I'd think that it was a crime going on. Someone is like, "You've done this to me to torture me."
Mate, this sounds like a mouse singing the blues.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
This is terrible.
It is. It's him whining and whining over an insipid beat and horrendous keyboards.
And without look, everyone's a human being. Everyone's entitled to their emotions.
Yeah.
But ultimately, this is a millionaire being upset about something that's probably his own fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
God's sake. Yeah, each time I listen to this album through, I think I hated this song more each listen.
Oh yeah,
built and built.
I don't think it's possible for me to hate this song more than I do.
It's
I loathe
incredibly
this
bad.
fucking song. I never want to hear it again.
It's astonishing, but I don't understand how he's made a song this bad.
It's really, really
Yeah.
bad. Right, so track number 3. Let's do that.
All right,
one.
okay, fucking 3. Track 3. We're gonna have a fucking banger this time.
Yeah, well, this is a single as well, so it must be pretty.
Must be.
Right. Every day it's
Every
called.
day. All right.
Come on, let's go. Ah, for fuck's sake.
Phil, mate. What?
Phil. Plinky piano. Is this just the last song again?
I mean, it sounded like, because this piano bit, I was like, oh, is it gonna come into something a bit more lively? I was like,
Yeah, maybe.
it sounds like it's going to be Bruce Hornsby in the range, the way it is at the minute.
That's just.
So, like, especially this bit coming in, and then there's some drum beats coming in. I was like, oh, this is Bruce Hornsby in the range. And I don't like that song, but it's catchy.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Maybe it's going to be like that. And I want to reiterate, I like a lot of Phil Collins songs, even the slow ones, the slow big ballads, you know, One More Night. There you go. Oh, okay.
Okay, so maybe.
Oh. There's a
Right.
soft sound.
This song, it's not the fucking best song in the world. It's got, at least it's got a bit of a hook in the chorus. Is all I'm
The
saying,
chorus
right?
is, yeah, absolutely. The chorus is catchy.
It's not a great one.
No.
It is giving it credit for what it is.
Yeah.
Better than the previous 2 songs.
I mean, it's absolutely a million times better than the last one. Yeah, it's fine. I don't like that every day, the backy round vocals. Every day. I don't like that.
Oh, I don't mind that. I don't have an issue with this. I don't like the bit where he goes, I love you, love you, love you, love you, like like the Steve Miller Band. Or Ed Miller Band, who one of the two.
No, but yeah, this chorus, this little bit, it's catchy.
Yeah.
I can see why the record executives were going, okay, this will make a single.
Yeah.
This might get played on radio.
This is full of clunky yet heartfelt lyrics.
Very clunky. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. This is fine, right? It's the best of the 3.
Sure.
But it's a pretty fucking low bar.
It is. And I was thinking whenever this came on as well, the bass sound in it harks right back to that really 80s bass sound he was using in 1990. And he's still doing it. But this time he's got nobody else to blame. He doesn't have Pino Palatino, whatever his name was. This is him now doing all these sounds, but he's gone with it.
Have you noticed what you're not hearing though?
Go on.
Any horns?
No horns, that's true.
No horns.
No. Maybe he didn't have time to teach himself enough
you'd have
horns.
thought, if anything, go through the divorce, he'd be hornier than ever.
Hey! There, me. Yeah. No, this chorus warmed its way into my head. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
But in terms of like what it's about, it's just him singing about more failed marriages.
I mean, it's fucking it's relationships failed, past, divorced? Question mark? Who knows?
Yeah. It's all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lyrically diverse record, this one.
No, but that's fine. It's got a theme. He's running with it.
Yeah.
There is a bit. Oh, let me see if I can skip to it. I've got a note. Oh, it's coming up actually. Essentially, in terms of the instrumentation that he's chosen to use, it's coming in now.
Morse code.
Yeah, indeed.
Come back. That's what it is. Translate as come back.
Please don't take all of it. Oh, mate.
Not the Rembrandt.
Fuck's sake. What is that? Why?
Yeah, there are some odd key choice. It's just bizarre, some of this.
Oh, this is it. And because the reason is because he did it by himself with no producer to go, do another take but without that.
Yeah. This is a record where he, yes, some of he said this is a very, very personal record.
Yes, indeed.
And absolutely it is. And I'm sure that it means something very different to him than it does to me.
Yeah.
But not everything done in a crisis is good.
And it doesn't need to be released onto the populace.
Mate, I think about some of the... I've had a couple of bad breakups, right? And I have not been at my best in past those. I have done and said things that I look back on and go, oh, fuck, why did you do and say that? Right? And you go, yeah, because I'm fucking in anguish and I'm under duress, yeah? But what I'm very, very glad about is that people, like two random fucking strangers, can't go and pick it up on Spotify and go, oh, fucking hell, what's this guy going on about?
He's an arsehole. Yeah.
I'm sorry that he's in pain. I am. I'm not unfeeling towards it, right? But
no.
In terms of a piece of music, it's just not good enough, really.
No. The quote that I picked out about him, he said, it was in an interview only about 5 years ago. He said, it was very much a solo album. I played everything. The songs just streamed out of me. And as a writer, that's the kind of thing you dream of. It was a second divorce. Personal relationships at that time were tangled, is a better way of saying it. And it all came very spontaneously. So it just flooded out of him in the state he was in. But he did make the choice to record it all and put it out as an album.
This is the thing. What this suggests is that he has got so many complicated feelings around this that he needs to get those things down to puzzle them out and work them out in different ways. And it would suggest that you've got different feelings, different facets of it, different emotions. And yet a lot of it is the fucking same.
It's all the same.
It's the same. It's the same sentiment all the time. It's self-pity and I wish I hadn't been here. Yeah. I'm ready to do more. It's not.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's all too little too
late. I look back
stuff.
and it's the same. All right. Well, that's track number 3. Let's do another one.
Okay, this one's called I've Forgotten Everything.
Everything. Right. And this is a Phil Collins album. Surely this one is the fucking banger. We're ready for it.
Yeah.
I am ready, Phil.
Okay. Man.
What?
But that is a distinctly Phil Collins drum.
Oh, the gated snare.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Mate. See, don't do any of this.
Fucking... the woodwind on the synth.
Unbelievable.
Do we need that?
Yeah, this is soul-sapping.
Okay, so let's have a thing, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, it's in this. Lyrically, do we want to take a punt about what it might be about?
I mean, it's one of those... We could do a drinking game every time he decides that he wants to talk about failed relationships.
I'll tell you what, though, mate. If you were just an enormous fan of sad, slow, dark songs about a ball drummer's divorce...
Yep.
This must have been the album.
You've been wanking yourself silly.
Oh, mate, stupid. Look, right, I've got a couple of comments here. Right?
Good.
First of all, this song, I've got very little to say about this song that I haven't said about the last.
It's more. Yeah.
It's another maudlin song about song. If I was a mate of Phil's,
yes,
and I was hearing this, I'd be giving him a ring. I'd be going, do you want to go bowling?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just something.
Anything. I've got in my notes, I think it's a cry for help, this one.
Yeah. And maybe, do I want to go to... No, maybe we won't go to the pub tonight, Phil. Maybe stay away from the booze for a few days. Let's have a chat. Let's see how you're doing, right?
Absolutely.
As a mate, I feel for him, right? But let's be clear, right? We're 20 minutes into this fucking album, right? 20 minutes,
Yeah.
right? 6 minutes 40 up front.
No need.
Issues,
No
right?
need.
Issues with some divorce in the middle.
Yeah.
Right? 4 minutes 40, divorce. 5 minutes 5 minutes 43, divorce.
Yeah.
5 minutes 15, divorce. We're fucking 20 minutes in, and 15 of them are
Honestly,
about
man.
divorce.
He should be going to a therapist, not recording this album.
I've got a note similar later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, in terms of this tune,
What's tune?
I was like, I wonder if he just recorded some words, because there's no actual tune that he's doing, and then just had to do some synth lines underneath to make it a song, because none of this works.
No, this is
Is this jazz? I don't know.
This is just like a man sitting in a bath, like kind of singing "Nobody Loves Me" to himself.
Yeah.
Just like this is
occasionally hitting a drum beat.
This song is the sound of a man in a bath that has long since gone cold.
Yeah.
But he can't find the energy to get out.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's found this fucking sound on his keyboard again. Terrible. I put that this is whenever as a song 4, it's when you've had a piss over songs 2 and 3, and then you go, oh, there might be a dribble left, and this is the dribble.
This is exactly this. You're really like just basically squeezing the base of the balls to get this out.
Yeah.
Milking it out, one finger up
Yeah.
the frenulum.
Why is this sound allowed anywhere? This is a hate crime, this keyboard.
I mean, it's just...
Nothing's happening.
This as an expression of sadness is kind of laughable. And I hate it because it's so clearly someone in genuine pain trying to express themselves.
But
right?
you're right that it could be, if someone was doing a parody of someone wanting to make a sad crying song, it could sound like this.
Yeah.
You go, oh.
I mean, some of these synth choices are just so fucking tone deaf.
Just awful. And the man is obviously a good musician. We know this, you know.
Yeah.
He's an incredible musician, but he's made his choices.
He's not himself. Right, look,
All right.
so that is track 4.
Bullshit.
That is the first, well, it's over a third of the album, just over.
Yes.
I do not think it's gone well.
No, I'm appalled so far. I'm absolutely horrified.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Gobsmacked.
I was not expecting it to be
I
this
was
bad.
not expecting it to be this eye-wateringly bad either.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and do some albums.
So the top 10 is the week of the 14th of November to the 20th. So that's the week when Phil Collins was at number 1. We'll just rush through these. Number 10, Dina Carroll, So Close, which we've seen basically since February or something. It's not left the top 10. It ended up being one of the highest selling albums of the year, despite never having got to number 1, but because it just consistently sold.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. Number 9, David Bowie Singles Collection. Number 8, Kate Bush, The Red Shoes. Number 7, Take That, Everything Changes, which was our last episode. Number 6 is a new entry for Lisa Stansfield with So Natural.
Nice.
So natural.
So natural.
Number-
Nothing natural about that, love.
Nothing. Number 5 is Diana Ross, Ultimate Collection. Number 4 is Wet, Wet, Wet. Greatest Hits. It's called End of Part 1.
End of part 1.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
They saw the writing on the
yeah,
wall.
I mean, part 2 wasn't. That didn't have quite as much information.
Not
did it?
really, no. Number 3 is Batloaf. Batloaf's meat out of hell.
Can you imagine that? You put the Batloaf single up over Gotham. A fat cunt comes and breaks your ceiling.
Brilliant. Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell 2 is at number 3. And like I say, it goes back up to number 1 after this one for the rest of 1993.
Yeah.
Number 2 is a new entry. And so we almost had to do Bryan Adams, So Far, So Good.
Well,
But we didn't.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, can it be worse than this?
The last Bryan Adams one we did was silly fun. I reckon this is probably more of the same.
Do you remember he had some
Oh,
interesting old-fashioned ideas about ladies?
Very, quite. So anyway, that's top 10. The rest of the albums that came out in 1993 are sort of along these lines. We've got The Best of the Christians came out, got to number 22, so, you know, well done, Christians.
The best of.
The Best of the Christians.
Have they had a third record in between?
Well, they had one that didn't chart at all, didn't even get top 75. So this will
So
be...
the best of it is it basically the first album again? This greatest hits,
Just
I
repackaged.
can't imagine there was anything on that second album that you'd put on a greatest hits.
Not at all. No. Also, R. Kelly released 12 Play.
I mean, that's a bad title,
Isn't
isn't
it?
it?
Looking back, yep.
Fuck me.
Yep.
Yeah, that is. You've. Oh,
I know.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
It only got to number 69 on release.
Oh no, don't.
Yep. It got to number 20, but not till 1995.
Was it on the same week as Wet, Wet, Wet?
End of part
The
one.
Lemonheads.
Oh, nice. Oh, fuck me. Okay, other albums that came out. A Tribe Called Quest released Midnight Marauders.
Nice.
Which only got to number 70.
And that, I mean,
really low.
I
chart
say that
number.
surprises me, but it doesn't surprise me because hip hop wasn't doing numbers here.
No, and especially Tribe.
Yeah.
Tribe weren't one of the ones that crossed over.
Well,
Over here.
Well, they had a top 10 single.
Oh yeah, but off the first album.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not when afterwards. They really were low key for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Guns N' Roses released the Spaghetti Incident, which got to number 2.
Yeah, I mean,
Obviously, you were probably past Guns N' Roses at this point.
I was still a big Guns N' Roses fan. I still would have been listening to their records.
Yeah.
But I was not inspired to pick up a
Oh, really?
Covers
You
album.
weren't
I've
looking out
I've
to
never owned that album.
Is that right? Okay, fair enough.
I've heard it. But look, it's a competitive field at this point, mate. 1993.
No, exactly.
It's like you got to bring your A game. It doesn't matter. You can't live off your old glories. You know, Guns N' Roses was the most important band in the world to me. 12 months before that. I mean, I saw Guns N' Roses in 1993. Went and saw them in Hollywood, not Hollywood Bowl, the fucking Milton Keynes Bowl.
Right, sure.
Very similar Hollywood.
Oh, well, of course, mate.
Brilliant. It was a brilliant gig. I loved it. I loved every fucking moment
Right.
of it.
But you still didn't fancy getting Spaghetti Incident?
No, because I'd have had to buy it, and there were 20 other things that I wanted to buy that I couldn't afford it already.
A Tribe Called Quest, for example. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, a similar thing. Metallica released Live Shit, Binge and Purge.
And my good friend, friend of the show, Darren, had that. I heard that a lot.
Is that right? Yeah.
Because that was the proper box set.
It was, fancy box set.
It was expensive, man, as
Silly,
well.
Yeah, indeed. We also have Snoop Doggy Dogg, as he was called at the time, with Doggy Style.
Well, what a fucking record
so
that
that got
is.
to number 38. It was top 40 album.
That's one of my favourite hip hop albums.
I remember you love that.
I love that record.
Yeah.
It's just as soon as the sun's out, I want to put that record on. It's just a great kind of put it on, drive around, ignore some of the lyrics. Make sure my daughter's not in the car.
Yeah, quite. Don't say some of it out loud.
Yeah.
It's weird, like you say, it's a summer album, but it was released in November or December.
Weird.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that wasn't the US release.
Oh, that could be true. It charted for the first time anyway in the UK at this point. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince released Code Red, which only got to number 50.
Yeah, I think that was the album that had Boom Shake the Room on
Was it?
I
No one gave a shit about the album,
I don't
apparently.
think anyone cared at that point.
No. Ice Cube released Lethal Injection. Only got to number 52.
It's not a very good album.
Is it the one where he goes a bit G-Funk?
Yeah.
Oh, right. No, I don't like that album.
There's a remix album, and that's the better version. It's got better mixes of some of the tracks on it.
Oh, right. I
And
think
it's
I've
got a
got
couple
that.
of tracks off of. Again, that might be a bit more G-Funk. Who knows?
But we've got Ice Cube releasing that. You've also got MC Ren releasing Shock of the R, which I don't remember at
Shock
all.
of the what?
The R.
The R.
Up your R.
What, the R standing for Ren?
No.
Or hour?
As in the 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
Yeah.
What are you on about?
Shock of the R. MC Ren. I don't remember that one bit at all.
I don't think I've got that one. I think because I've got an MC Ren album that our friend Harry gave me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't think it's that one. So he must have had 2 solo albums.
Fuck knows. Yeah.
And the other one is not good.
I can't imagine this is any good. No, I've not got a chart
I think
position
the other one's
beside it.
called.
So
I think the other one's called
wasn't a chart here.
Ruthless Villain or something.
Right.
Let me just double check.
MC Ren. Ruthless
Do I need
Villain.
to?
Yeah. Motorhead released Bastards, which I've just noted because I'm just happy that they put an album out called Bastards.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not bad.
I don't know if I've ever heard that album, but I know exactly how it sounds.
Don't you just? Autechre released their debut album called Inculabula. And I don't know what that sounds like, but I probably do.
Yeah.
Know one of those. But then the other couple that I've got a little note for, Das FX released Straight Up Suicide.
Yeah, I don't remember that album at all.
Right.
I think I've got Back from the Sewers somewhere.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the thing with Das FX is that first record's pretty good. But once you kind of got what they do, you've got what they do.
They have a trick.
They've got a thing.
Yeah.
And, they want effects is probably the epitome of that.
Of course it is,
fucking
definitely.
Great track. It's a brilliant track. It's a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
And everything else on it is variations on a theme.
Yes.
And that's not to say they're bad. They're not. They're really good and had some really fun lyrics. And I really enjoyed Das Effects, the energy. But it was a little bit of a novelty, let's be honest.
No, it totally was. And once you've heard them do it, if you then to hear them do it a little bit worse, like, why would you want that?
Out of interest,
Yes.
MC Ren had 4 solo albums.
Well, that's a terrible bad
Shock
idea.
of the Hour, which is the first one. The Villain in Black, which I think is the one I've got.
Okay.
Ruthless for Life. And Reincarnated, which came out in 2009.
A 9?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Sales, let's just go through the sales for those. The first one in the US did over 500,000, 553,000.
Yep.
The second one did 321,000. Ruthless for Life did 170,000.
Yeah.
Reincarnated, 3,000.
3? Oh,
I mean,
no.
Let's be fair. Since there was a big drop-off in sales in general between 1998 and 2000.
Oh, no, there absolutely was. But Jesus Christ. Oh, Ren.
Maybe
That's a shame.
I think I've got the Kiss My Black As EP.
Oh, I think I might. No, I don't have it, but I definitely have at some point.
Yeah, I think that's what I've got,
Maybe.
actually.
And the very last one that I've got a note of is Del the Funky Homo Sapien with No Need for Alarm.
Yeah, that's that's a second one, because
Exactly.
the first one was I Wish My Brother George was here. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is post that. But yeah, just a lot of hip hop coming out in November, December 1993.
Remember last year when we got like Dre and stuff like that
Absolutely.
dropping
It
out?
was all like December 92. Yeah, big ones. Cypress Hill. Yeah.
Weird shit.
The Christmas market. That's what kids want in 93.
That's what I wanted. 93.
Yeah, it's very true, actually. Hey, no, there's some good stuff, some brilliant stuff, some proper rubbish.
Cool.
Yeah. But we should get back into Phil Collins, I guess.
Are you sure?
Well, we kind of have to. I've got work later, so we need to do it at some point.
So let's crack on with this. Track number 5. This one's called We're Sons of Our Fathers. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's Bugsy Malone.
Exactly what I've said. Why is this on here? I mean, at this point, I have stopped setting myself up for any disappointment.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
But I wasn't expecting... What is
Pardon?
it? Country reggae?
Seriously?
It has got... Am I wrong? It has got a bit of a skank to it.
Oh,
hasn't
yeah.
it?
A banjo skank.
So it does this for reasons best explained by Phil, I guess.
I guess. But yeah, it doesn't... I thought, oh, this is going to be 6 minutes of this, is it?
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
And then it goes all minor key and sadness.
Wow. He couldn't keep it up, could he?
So this one isn't a divorce song.
No.
What this
It's
is...
even weirder.
This is like a...
Oh, there's that fucking keyboard sound again.
Don't, mate. This is like a Daily Mail Kids Nowadays song.
It honestly is. This is Old Man Yells at Cloud.
It really is,
Yeah.
man. Oh, and what's going on with the kids' day? We used to have more respect in my day. He literally says that at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, this is him voicing his disappointment at the Ute and their terrible behaviour.
Yeah.
And he was 42 when he wrote this.
Yeah. And mate, right? Where's the second side of this story?
Well, don't need to hear both
Forgotten
sides.
about that, hasn't
Yeah.
he? Look, man, this is... this is the ham-fisted insight of a millionaire. And all I'm going to say is perhaps this lack of empathy might explain some of your fucking multiple divorces.
Maybe so. And at this point as well, he has a grown son.
Yeah.
And I think he has a very young daughter. So if I was the grown son, I'd be listening to this going, mate, what?
Yeah.
Say it to a fucking face.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't just write a song about how you think I'm a twat.
Yeah, yeah. Fernando. This is such fucking Partridge, the whole thing, man. The whole thing is just proper Partridge.
But that line, it was, our sons and daughters seem to be beyond our control. Their smile is fading fast. They're losing their soul. Come on, what? Have a listen to what you're saying, Phil.
Look, man. 6 minutes for 24 of this shit. All of these fucking keys are just like minor key dirge, right?
Yeah.
It's
No
just
tune again. No
song.
tune.
It's just like I don't know, the whitest hip hop of all time or something. It's rubbish.
It's terrible. Yeah, when I was a boy, did we have more respect? The world seemed a nicer place to be.
And where's the Bugsy Malone gone? It's just gone.
Oh, no, yeah, that was throwaway. 40 seconds of that, gone.
Why?
No need. Very strange.
I mean, this song could have been anything that he wanted it to be.
Hey! Ba-bum.
and it makes my heart sad. Right, shall we turn this off?
Have you got
anything else?
I've got not about that song, but just because the song is called "We're Sons of Our Fathers," it made me think of. Do you know the song by Chicory Tip, "Son of My Father," from the 70s? I'm going to play a little bit of this because I remembered it. It's like, oh, that's that kind of weird, jaunty pop tune. Chicory Tip, just complete pop. Right, this is it. Here we go. "Son of my father." And for some reason, I fell into a little bit of a Wikipedia rabbit hole like this. So this came out in 1972 and was a chart hit for Chicory Tip, who I'd never heard of it, apart from this song. But, in fact, I think I saw on a Twitter thread of kind of weird pop facts that this song was written by Giorgio Moroder.
Really?
Giorgio, king of electro disco, Giorgio Moroder. And he released it the year before as a single on his album, which was called "Son of My Father," his third solo album, it turns out. And it sounds exactly the same. I was like, "What? This is what Giorgio Moroder used to be, and this is Giorgio Moroder's version." It's the same song.
Wow.
But this is what he used to do. You think he's the man behind "I Feel Love" and all those big, deep disco, great cuts. And on the same album as this, okay, there's a little bit more electro there. On the same album as this is the song "Tears," which is the one that DJ Shadow used for "Organ Donor."
Yeah.
But so this is Giorgio Moroder singing. Yep, that's
So far, so Beach Boys.
It really is. Bam, 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 bam. Totally fine. But yeah, that was like track 1 on the album, and track 10 is "Tears," which is that one. It's like, how the fuck did this album come together? That's the scoop you're going for. But I'm just
Can't fuck with this though, can you?
oh, absolutely brilliant, and just weird soundtracky epic stuff. And Shadow turned it into an absolute banger.
Absolutely, he did.
But there you go. So for people who didn't know, Giorgio Moroder was the writer of "Son of My Father."
Okay, right. So
that was track 5.
Track 5. So track 6 is called "Can't Find My Way." I've got a feeling I know what this is about. Let's have a listen.
Oh, I like that little tom drum beat going on.
I mean, it sounds like a Tool interlude.
Oh, it does actually. Yes, it does.
This sounds like it's like on like Reflections or something like that.
Yes. I mean, it reminded me of "Don't Give Up" by Phil's old mucker Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
That sort of song.
But this one is simple and moody.
Okay.
And certainly this part of it works for me in a ways that none of the other songs on this record have.
Okay. Well, it's not as tinny and horrible as well.
No, there's something about the tone choices and the pace and the vocal that actually do make me feel something.
Okay, right.
I'm like, okay. All right, it feels like it's a good track that kind of does some bits. It doesn't do enough, and it can't sustain its length.
Over 5 minutes long.
Yeah,
no need at all.
Can't.
Yeah.
This is 3 minutes.
Sure.
It's lyrically a little bit oblique, but if I was going to take a stab at it, I'd say it might relate slightly to failed relationships, stroke divorce. But this is the highlight of the record for me so far.
So far, this is the one, and this is I think it's a lot better than like some of the ones I've absolutely detested.
Yeah.
Obviously, at this point, I can't even muster up the energy to try and hate this until it gets to a point at about 2:30, which I'll try and skip to. When he decides to bring those horrendous keyboard sounds back into this song.
It's relatively short-lived, though. I mean,
yes.
I know, no, it's awful. It's awful.
Yeah. And so I don't hate this song, but I really don't like it at all as well. But no, I don't hate it as much as the other ones.
No, I think I'm more positive about it than this. I don't like this bit, and I could live without it. But generally speaking, I'm all right with this.
Yeah. Okay.
But that has got a fairly thick caveat attached to it, which is...
Oh, yeah.
It's not enough for this to be the best thing on this record.
No, absolutely true.
So,
yeah.
Let's move on. Let's do track number 7.
Okay.
This one's called Survivors. Can't imagine what this one's going to be about.
Ooh.
The start of this one, it doesn't really sound like it, but it gives me like start of Baywatch vibes.
Got the same note.
You got
It
it
sounds
here?
like it's going to be the Baywatch thing.
Yeah, but instead of saving people, Phil's just going to walk into the sea. Just puts his little red floaty thing down. Won't be needing that.
I'll be ready.
Just fucking Reggie Perrins it.
Eric at Lenia going, Phil, don't dance. Yeah, no, I've got the exact same. It sounds like it's going to go into Baywatch or Wilson Phillips. You know,
Yeah.
both of which I'd be fucking fine with after the stuff he's put me through so far. I'd be great with that. It's building, you know. It's like perhaps this is the one where we're going to get it crashing into something a bit more upbeat and a bit more fun. Because it's potential. He's going for it with this. Yeah, it's still coming up. It's coming.
Here's the first bit of up-tempo, right? And
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, right? This, as the tempo lifted, I felt like I was taking my first sip of water after walking across a long desert.
Sure.
Is it good? No, not at all.
No.
Not at all in any way, right?
It's not
There's
anticlimax.
partridge bass all over the place.
It really is.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
What's it about? I mean, it's about trying to save a failed relationship, isn't it?
It's him being racked with guilt about cheating on his wife, self-flagellation. He wants everyone to know just how bad he feels because he hurt her. But, you know, and as well, I don't know if publicly releasing songs saying about how bad the relationship was is the best way to go about that. I don't know if
No, I
she's
don't
going to
think
listen to that and go, I tell you what.
I mean, I don't think she's going to listen to it.
No, that's
I think
right.
the last thing she's going to want to do
Oh, God,
is put herself
imagine.
through an hour and 5 minutes of Phil fucking wanking on.
No, God,
Do you know what I
no.
mean? The whole divorce means she's got the whole divorce is about not having to hear this anymore. And it is a good thing that there's no jacket required, because I'd imagine she took custody of all of his clothes.
Oh, yeah, no.
Look,
It does this. It's what it does. It does this.
it does it.
for 6 minutes.
and 4 seconds. Shite, I've written here.
Yeah.
I was glad that it did a tempo change. I was like, okay,
Sure.
at least it's not another dismal fucking wrist opener.
A misery, but yeah, no. We do have. I'm gonna skip to it again if I can find it. We do have some more of that shit keyboard coming in, like a turd that will not flush.
And this is the remix. This is the remastered version. You could have got rid of some of it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's really bad.
just horrendous. But it's the motif of the album, apparently. He loves it. God's sake, Phil, mate, don't be a dick. Stop it. Yeah.
All right, let's do track 8.
Okay, so yeah, this is called "We Fly So Close."
Okay, what we got? Oh, it's some Hamlet and guitar.
Don't do this to me.
Classical.
We've got a lute.
Yeah. Oh, we're in the Baroque era.
Yeah, is this a madrigal?
Hang on a minute, let me just have a quick look. How long is this song? Oh, 7 minutes and 33 seconds.
Why? Mate, fuck you, Phil.
Do you know what I think?
Fuck yourself.
Perhaps if we try and make this song reminiscent of In the Air Tonight, maybe that'd save it. What do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, I've got the exact. He definitely wants it to be that, doesn't he? He's trying to put a few bits in, but the lute.
The loot. Give me the loot! Give me the loot! Hand over the
Oh
money!
my lord! I don't know. Has he been listening to Sting too much at this point?
I mean, if he's been listening to Sting at all, then yes, he's been listening.
Oh,
Here it is.
Yep. Little Bon Tempi beat underneath coming in.
Right. This is another incredibly morose song. Like, literally, call John Thor, it's Inspector Morose.
Hey!
Look, and Phil isn't all right. It's clear that Phil
He's in
is
a
not
bad place.
all right.
Yeah.
And I am not belittling men's mental health issues,
Yep.
right? I'm not. People should talk about things they should be free to.
Yep.
I just think some of the things he's saying, as we said earlier, he'd have been better off talking to a professional
Yeah.
rather than several million amateurs. Right? You know, this is it's just another one of these dreary, low-tempo dribblers.
Yeah.
Right? By verse 3, he starts to bring in the drums for some added weight, for some emphasis, right?
Right.
And for a second, it almost feels like the old Phil, the drama Phil, right?
Yeah, I mean, all right, I'm going to skip forward like a minute because we've got 7.5 to choose from, so let's skip forward here. Well, it's coming up to 3 minutes.
Listen, we've just skipped forward, and it's like, nothing's changed.
No, there's no difference.
This is still going on, is it, Phil?
Yeah. But he introduces some other stuff
This
around
is why
here.
she left, Phil. Here we go.
So, yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah. That guitar's come in. All right. And this is very reminiscent of In the Air Tonight, isn't it? Yeah.
But it feels like some drama. You think, where's this going to go? Mm-hmm. Spoilers, nowhere.
Nowhere. Honestly, there's nowhere.
Nowhere at all.
I mean, I was going to skip forward another minute or so because we get to kind of this point. All right. There we go.
Yeah. And this is building, but, I mean, much like Dubai in the 2000s, the building has stopped.
Yeah.
I wish I had something more positive to say about this.
But no, I think that for a couple of minutes in the middle, there's something there. That there's a semi-decent. There's a bit of passion. There's something actual that he gives a shit about. That's all right. Nice, yeah. That's nice, exactly. But it's got 4 minutes before that.
Now this.
And this madrigal shit back in. And the outro is a minute and a half long, and it's just whittling nonsense.
This is a man that really needs to be told to cut some shit out.
He needs a producer. He needs someone who is looking at the side of the record company going, mate, no one wants this. Just take this out, take that out. Tighten it up.
Do you reckon he used to run his records past his wife and she'd go a little bit shorter?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's missing.
Maybe, yeah.
Good look, it's so fucking heartfelt, right?
Yeah.
It's just not any good.
No. That's my main issue with this album overall. I mean, I've got many issues with his album, but my main issue is that it doesn't have any songs.
No.
It doesn't have any catchy songs, and that's what I want from Phil Collins. Even the but seriously songs that are a bit silly, look, something happened on the way to heaven.
And once, I listened to this song in a later time, and once, when I was sitting down trying to write this, right, because I didn't want to just do a hatchet job on this record.
Sure.
Right? I didn't want to. And so I started sitting down and looking at the lyrics and going, okay, so this isn't what I wanted it to be, so I don't want to judge it on terms of what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I'll judge it in terms of what it is. I don't enjoy much what's going on musically, what's going on lyrically. And there was just, I guess if you are another, kind of mid-40s-year-old man going through a divorce, you might be able to hear this, and maybe this is the greatest album. This is the album that pulls you through your divorce.
Okay, yeah.
Who knows, right? But I don't find anything fucking in this at all.
No.
Right.
No.
Look, that's that. Anyway, that's
okay,
8. That's 4 and 4. So let's go and listen to the singles. See what's going on in the rest of the world.
Let's get out of this fucking swamp that Phil's dragged us into. So let's look at the singles in the week of the 14th to 20th. Of November 1993. Once again, still quite a lot of stuff that we have seen before, but we'll go through. And then there are a fucking ton of singles in the other 6 weeks. And I have got out my little buzzers.
Cool.
What did we get these for first?
Cliff Richard.
I think it was Cliff Richard, yes. So if you guess it right, you're going to get this one. Classic, Phil. If you get it wrong, you'll get... It's just a shame, that's all.
Okay.
So, number 10 in the charts is a new one that we haven't seen, but I cannot imagine that you're going to get it.
Okay.
You probably remember it. It's one of those dance tracks that was around a lot.
I mean, I've heard this.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
I'll skip it to like a bit. See if I can get some piano. Oh.
I'm not going to clue, man.
They're saying Give It Up. It's called Give It Up, and it's by The Good Men. Good Men, whatever.
I mean, that's...
So,
that doesn't... When you said that, I'm like, oh, I've never heard of that song.
Sure. Fair enough. So that's number 10. Number 9 is one that you might get. Especially, we have mentioned the album in the albums.
Oh, so far today.
Yeah, in the album rundown earlier on, yes. It's off one of those.
Oh, is it Bryan Adams?
Nope.
No, not ringing any bells.
Mate, you did say you didn't buy it, but you...
Oh, is this a spaghetti incident?
It is off the spaghetti incident.
Okay. Oh, is it Sympathy for the Devil? Or something like
No, it's not that one.
Is it like, I don't know.
It's Ain't It Fun?
I've heard that, but not for 20 years.
Right, no, I don't even remember who it's a cover of. Couldn't tell you. Not very good is what it is.
I think there might be one original track on the album.
Oh, is that maybe that one? I see. Number 8, I'm not going to bother playing. Elton John and Kiki D with True Love. Meh.
Who knew they did 2 songs?
Well, quite. Number 7. And I remember this being around. This was all over MTV. The one summer I went to America.
Is this Soul Asylum? You Runaway Train?
Absolutely. Yeah. Runaway Train. Yes, it is. So that's number 7.
We're known as Big Bang Briefer.
Oh, quite. Number 6 is Capella, You Got to Let the Music, which we saw before. Number 5 is another dance track, which I imagine you'll have heard, but you won't know who it is.
I mean, it sounds like Wigfield.
It does as well.
Yeah.
2 years before Wigfield. I mean, it sounds like their other previous big song.
Yeah. Also sounds like Betty Bill or something.
Oh, yeah, true enough.
Wow, waste your time. You know you want to be mine.
This is Urban Cookie Collective with Feels Like Heaven.
Okay, fair enough.
Fine. Number 4, still on the... You may have heard this, but you're no way probably going to get who it is. It's called Got to Get It. God, there was so much of this in the charts.
There was, man. That's why I can't.
Awash with this.
I'm not going to get this, man.
No, I'll skip it in case. No, that doesn't help. It's Culture Beat.
Oh, I mean, there's
one of those. Yeah, fine. So that was number 5. No, that was number 4. Number 3 is Dina Carroll, Don't Be a Stranger, which I'm pretty sure must be a re-release because she's had that out for ages. Number 2 is a new entry. Our friends at Number One Rerun Podcast will have got this immediately, I'm quite sure. I like your just eyes closed, head sway in there, Dave.
Yeah.
Still feels like a first night together.
So is that Bryan Adams?
It is Bryan Adams.
Feels like a first night together.
Quite.
Never heard that song in my life.
Okay. It's called Please Forgive. It's Please Forgive Me. I bet you. Where's the chorus? Yeah, maybe not. Oh, no. In my head, I was like, of course I've heard this, but now I'm not so sure.
I don't think I've heard this song before.
Oh, no.
Forgive me.
Okay, I've heard that bit.
Yeah,
that bit. That's literally the only bit. Fine. So that's number 2 in the charts anyway. Number 1 is Meatloaf's I Do Anything for Love, which is...
Heard it.
There you go. Now, there's fucking tons of these. So we'll go through... I'm not going to play them all. One I am going to play because I think it's gorgeous. And I think I talked about this in the last episode, in that if Crowded House released a greatest hits, I think it's a brilliant greatest hit. Well, they did release a greatest hits, obviously. I think this is one of their best. I think it's beautiful. It's Nails in My Feet. And this is off the album that's out, kind of, it's about to come out off theirs. It got number 22.
What he hasn't thought about is everyone's got nails in their feet, mate. They're called toenails.
Yeah. Fucking New Zealanders. What do they know?
Nothing impressive, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking hobbits.
So that got to number 22. I mean, this one is a classic of chart dance. This is a big one. You'll definitely have heard this many times. But I'm not sure if you would know who this is. This was all over the place at the time.
Yeah, again.
on every single compilation that year as well. All the big dance comps. Some whatever Ministry of Sound presents Ibiza.
I was just paying so little attention to this kind of stuff at the time.
Oh, same here. At the time, this would have passed me by. I'd have heard it in the student clubs, but no, wasn't paying any attention. But I now do very much like this song.
Do you?
Oh, I do. I really do. I think it's a great little dance tune.
No, I have no idea what it is.
It's called Let Me Show You by K-Class. Yeah, fair enough. There you go.
I mean, maybe I need to hear it a few more times, but I'm not hearing what you're liking in that.
Oh, no, I do. I enjoy that very much. Aphex Twin released On, which I'm not going to bother playing. That's number 32. We talked about this one, I think, in the last episode, or maybe a couple episodes ago, and we were trying to decide which album it was on. And this must have been the one from the album. We got a response from one of our listeners on Twitter, I think, going, it's incredible how much of the kind of the indie alternative stuff that you guys know that I've never heard about. I love listening to the show for that, but at some points I do find myself in the middle of the supermarket just shouting, you know nothing about Belinda Carlisle. And this is Belinda Carlisle. This is Lay Down Your Arms, which is the one that I thought must have been around this time, and it turns out it was.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. It's a big one. You'll absolutely get this straight away.
Take him up, take him up.
Bring him out dead, dead. Take him up, slap a ball head, head. 2 gun, 3 gun, 4. You're mine. It's all about crime. Onyx. Yeah.
It's time to get
Live like a wire.
I set the whole choir on fire.
Brilliant. Yep.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, so Onyx, and you got the name of the song?
Hang on, Jesus. Throw Your Guns in the Air.
Throw Your Guns.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. What a tune. First time I ever saw that was on The Word, when they just went ape shit on that stage.
They were fucking brilliant, man.
Oh, great fun. Absolutely brilliant. This one was a kind of a decently big indie tune at the time. I wasn't that much of a fan of it, I must admit. But it was talked up an awful lot in the press.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. And also, the band and the guy behind the band is, talked about as like genius. I don't expect you to know this.
No, is it?
It's Lenny Valentino by The Auteurs.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I've
heard
remember it being
bits of
around.
what, I was aware of the auteurs. They were always
No, exactly.
kind of uber cool and
exactly.
of little interest.
Yeah, but that got to number 41. This one only got to number 50 upon first release. And this was the first time, not the first time I'd heard of them, but one of the first ones I got of theirs. Very much in the public eyesight at the minute as well.
Prince Andrew.
Elon Musk.
Is it Pulp, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know the track name.
But it's Lip Gloss, indeed, yes.
My wife got tickets to see them
I
yesterday.
saw that. She must be pretty chuffed.
Yeah, they're all going.
I've seen a lot of people, a lot of friends kind of on my Facebook and stuff going, they've got Pulp tickets, so... Yeah. A lot of happy people. I mean, I think it's one of the British summertime gigs, isn't it? The Pulp one. I am seriously considering going to Billy Joel. I think that's...
My experience of those British summertime gigs is they're shit.
But I don't know when I'm ever going to see Billy Joel again.
Well, I mean, that's a good point.
One of those things.
Have you seen him before?
Never have.
No.
Nah, exactly. So that got to number 50. This one only got to number 57. And we've talked about these guys before. This man. I thought we'd done this song before, but I think we've just talked about the song as well.
Bite my tongue, and I won't say a word against anyone, but don't
Ringing any bells?
Yeah, I'm just... Hang on a minute. Give me a minute more of it.
I fell out in the street. Now I'm
it's
washing
his
the
ex.
shoes and I grit my teeth. But I don't have to look that way. If I had half a say, it's about time.
It's called It's About Time.
Yeah, I can't get it.
It's the Lemonheads.
Lemonheads.
Yeah,
Do you know what?
exactly.
It's every time, every fucking time. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that it's there, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's just going to sound like them.
No, that actually was Lemonheads.
Yeah, fuck.
Yep. Mr. Blobby released Mr. Blobby, which was the Christmas number one.
Let's not.
I'm
hear
not
that.
playing
Yeah,
that. Well, I
right.
can't because it's not on Spotify.
Well, I mean, what a surprise!
What a terrible shock.
I'm surprised that Noel Edmonds isn't trying to make some money out. He's probably got it on his own website or something.
Yeah, probably. But this one got to number 17. You definitely know this one.
It's like Macarena. Oh, it's Big Time Sensuality.
Yes, by Bjork, absolutely. One of her biggest singles, I guess, that one.
I don't mind that one.
Don't hate it as much as other ones, put it like that. This one got to number 20.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With Who Am I?
Dogg.
What's My Name?
Dog.
Snoop Dogg.
This is the big statement single.
Quite, yes. Well, or it's just him smoking too many drugs going, who am I? What's my name?
Yeah.
I've forgotten.
Fucking who am I?
Where is this?
What's my motherfucking name?
Yeah. Got number 20, which I don't remember it getting like top 20, that song, I must admit.
Oh, I do.
No, fine.
I do. I was keeping an eye out for Snoop because I was such a big fan of him off the Chronic record. One of the worst tracks off that record, in my opinion.
Right.
Not one of my favourites.
No, fair enough.
But big track still.
Oh, so, exactly. It's one of the ones that still gets a full dance floor at a hip hop club. Mm-hmm. This one is just awful.
Stop now, what's that sound? Everybody look,
Oh,
what's
no.
going down?
Got to number 59.
Now, what's that
The best version of this one that's on the Muppet Show with the rabbits. So good. Oh God, who's done this?
Chumbawamba. It's called Time Bomb. It's the Ticky Ticky Time Bomb one.
Cunts.
Absolutely
Cunts.
shocking this song
Cunts.
is.
Fucking get a
so
job.
bad.
Get a job. Fucking honestly, mate, I'll come full fucking partridge around you. Fucking fix the tyre on your house and fuck off.
The tire on your house. Oh, brilliant. Okay, Lenny Kravitz released Is There Love in Your Heart, which we've seen before because we did the whole album. This one got to number 15.
Cypress Hill.
Yes.
Liquor Shot.
No.
Is it not?
It's not Lick a Shot. I love Lick a Shot as well, though.
Oh,
Yeah. Sing it through.
it's not When the Shit Goes Down. It's
No.
the slums at the humdrum. Get out on all you bums. Really race Cypress Hill. Chill. I bust that grill. Yep. And then up the steel. You wanna get hectic, build up the plastic, automatic, synthetic material, held it down.
Get to the chorus. You can do it.
What you do, kill the man, I'll be damned. Coming out like
There
that.
you go. Ain't going out like that.
As remixed by Biohazard.
Quite. Oh, that was the dream, wasn't it? Bit of Biohazard in there. On a similar tip, but a similar, basically the sugar-free Tesco own version.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Pretty sure we mentioned these in our last episode as well. Because of Shaquille O'Neal.
Fushnikins.
Not Fushnikins. It's called What Bubbaloo Bob.
I don't know, mate. It sounds like Funk Dubious or something. But
It is
it's
Funk
not.
Dubious.
It is Funk Dubious.
It's Funk Dubious,
yeah.
exactly. Yes, What Bubbaloo Bob, Funk Dubious. Yeah.
I'm not in the stage where I'm remembering fucking Funk Dubious singles from 1993.
Well, no,
I mean, fucking
fair.
that album, I maybe listened to that album, What Do You Be, about three times.
Oh, that's enough. That's totally enough. REM released Find the River, which only got number 54, but it was probably the 7th single off that album or some shit. This one's on here. And this is a remix of it, with the single remix. Got to number 21, but the album version is quite different. But this is the version I remember, I must admit.
Sublime or something. It's not Sublime. It's
Too early for that.
Quite like
Here
it,
we go.
I was born in New Jersey. I said
Been before, but I guess nobody heard me. This is Ice-T.
It is, yes.
And it's
It's a remix of...
a very, very different remix. as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I said it before.
But I heard this version first. I bought this 12 when it came out,
Yeah.
and then I heard the album version. I was like, oh, that's entirely different
Oh,
song.
yeah.
guess I was prepared to live in a vacuum. The bedroom, the kitchen, the hall, the bathroom. I didn't leave home much.
Getting anything on the title?
Nah, hang on a minute. Tell us.
Got bused to a school, blacks and whites. I guess it was cool, but by high school I changed. I didn't want to bust, I didn't want to play the game. I walked to Crenshaw High.
Shit
It was fly.
I hooked up with a new crew.
Oh, did it say shit was fly in the original? Because
Yeah.
this is radio, I guess. It just went, it was fly.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Call it a set, and it was our own thing. The whole school was down, and one way or another, everybody messed around. Whether hardcore or not, you wore the right color, your ass got shot. That's how I'm living.
Live in.
That's how I'm living. There
Yeah,
you go.
there you go.
Absolutely. That's how I'm living. Got to number 21 on that version of it anyway.
Yeah, I didn't care for that version.
Oh, I did. Well, that's like I said, it's the first one I heard of it. Right. So also Nirvana released All Apologies and Rape Me, double A side, got number 32. Number 37, I can't be arsed playing it because it annoyed me. St. Etienne released I Was Born on Christmas Day, their Christmas song. I just didn't like it.
I don't remember.
You might do, but you might, if you heard it, you might. But it annoyed me because it was such an obvious, let's do a Christmas single for some money. Didn't like it. Underworld released Spiky and Dogman Go Woof.
Nice.
Which is, both very good for charades at Christmas.
Yeah, were they on Dub No Bass from a Headband?
Don't know. I think it might even be before that.
Really?
But I don't remember that. Here's one, though. This one got to number 18.
It's a Daughter by Pearl Jam.
Absolutely, it is. Yes, Daughter of Pearl Jam.
That's lovely, that is.
It is a really nice song, yeah. And this was, I think, because they released Go was the first single, didn't they? Which was a bit more spiky.
Yeah.
And then maybe this was the second single. It was like, oh, that's dead. Nice.
Yeah, wasn't Animal the second single?
Possible, I can't remember, but it might be. But I remember when this coming out and going, oh, that's actually very nice. Yeah, weird. So there's that one. I'm not going to play it because, again, it's not available on Spotify. More's the shame. Hulk Hogan and Green Jelly released their version of Leader of the Gang.
Well, I don't think anyone needs to hear that.
Never.
It's quite useful if you need to play like 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon or something, if you want to try and get from Maynard James Keenan to Hulk Hogan.
Or Gary Glitter, for that matter. Leader of the Gang, yeah. Quite. But yes, this one got to number 17.
Blind Melon, No Rain.
No Rain. Absolutely. And I'm assuming at this point you would have had the Blind Melon album?
I never actually had it.
Oh, did you not?
But it was someone that I hung about with had it.
Right.
And we listened to it a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't really get into this until later.
Yeah?
At the time when this came out, I was like, it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's, the video for this song kind of annoyed me, and it wasn't until a few years later that, and I mean, I love this song. I fucking love this song. It's one of
you do these days.
This is a heartbreaker.
Oh,
I
okay,
love it.
right,
It makes
right.
me, if I'm driving along in my car on my own and it catches me in a certain mood, I will probably shed a tear when I hear this
see.
song.
All right.
I love
Wow.
this song. I love it dearly.
Okay, cool.
Fucking brilliant. But I didn't love it as much as it came out. Very underrated band. Fucking great singer. Great songwriter.
Fair play. Well, that's your singles. So a big old mix. You go Cypress Hill, Blind Melon, Pearl Jam, Bjork. Some good
I
shit.
think
Onyx.
we've very much worked out where my attentions were during this period of time,
quite.
And they weren't on commercial dance.
No, apparently not, but they were on Onyx.
There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a podcast highlight, surely.
Onyx.
Maybe do the whole song next time.
Do karaoke Onyx.
Carry
Onyx.
Right, okay. Should we do the back end of this album?
We're going to have to.
Maybe it really, really turns a corner and gets great.
I like this optimism, Dave. Let's hold on to it.
Track number 9, then.
Right. There's a Place for Us.
Let's see what he's got. What's he got?
Oh, my
God.
Jesus Christ.
This sounds like a schmaltzy sub-Prince ballad.
Yeah.
Is this a sad slow jam by any chance?
I didn't think that it could get any wimpier than we had so far, but he's surprised me.
Right.
7 minutes. Fuck this song.
I'm just cutting to the chase with this
Please,
song.
yes.
I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
On every level. It's an utterly one note minus a little run in the middle where it kind of changes pace slightly.
Right.
This is 7 minutes of self-obsessed, turgid fucking bullshit that is awful on every level.
Every single.
This is fucking dog shit. It does, like, how Phil can look back at this and still speak favourably of it.
Honestly,
I mean, I can understand writing this and doing it. I can't understand looking back on it and going, oh, actually, this still stands up. This is dog shit.
Yeah, whatever he said, this is my favourite album from a songwriting and creative perspective. And it's got this on it.
Mate,
it's light jazz pig shit.
It's pig shit, mate. Yes,
Yeah.
it's not even dog shit.
No.
Because I'd pick up a dog shit. I wouldn't pick up a pig shit.
He said as well, right? He said in the interviews about the album, he said, in the end, I had 17 songs. I kicked out all of those that didn't fit the mood. You had 17 songs, you kept this one in.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Can you imagine? What the other songs sound like?
Awful. Yeah, he said, as far as performance is concerned, this is more heart and soul than anything I've done before. You're listening to a different record, Phil.
Yeah. I mean, there's not even a rap in it.
More's the pity.
There's a little bit of
fucking awful, this song.
Pish. 10. Track 10.
Right. We Wait and We Wonder.
This was a single.
Indeed. This was the third single.
And you mentioned bagpipes earlier.
I wish I hadn't. No.
Here comes the full Edinburgh tattoo.
Yeah. Dear
this
God.
feels quite Disney, doesn't it?
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. It could be.
So you think, okay, maybe this is going to be a bit of a lighter subject matter then, because it's quite light in tone here. What's it about?
It's about the Troubles.
Generational terrorism.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Here he comes again. Both feet in.
God damn it, Phil.
Heavy-footed tackle.
God damn it. And again, let's point out, he plays all the instruments in this. He's taught himself to play bagpipes.
No, this is a sample, surely.
On the credits, it says Phil Collins bagpipes on this song.
Cunt off.
Honestly.
You're joking.
It says, on the Wikipedia credits, it says Phil Collins, drum, keys, synth, vocals, bagpipes.
I mean, fair enough then, but...
Oh, but gee, find a different outlet for your boredom and your time that you've now got in your hands.
But yeah, in the same way, it's like, you know, like I imagine it takes quite a lot of skill to make that, you know, like make dishes out of that kind of fermented fish that they have in somewhere in Scandinavia.
Right.
Fucking waste of time learning, though, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Look, anyway, so let's move away from. I've got 3 points on this song, right?
Yep.
Number 1.
Yes.
At least it's not about divorce.
Absolutely.
2, it's not dirgy, and it's more listenable. Than
Sure.
some of the
Yeah,
other
there's a
stuff.
bit more upbeat life to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Point 3, awful. Just awful. It's still awful, and it's 7 minutes long.
It's 7 minutes long. Again, this was the single version was 6 minutes. They couldn't cut any more out of it apparently for the radio.
Oh no, yeah, you want to miss all the good bits.
Well, sure. It only got to number 45, this single.
And that was an insult to everyone that it beat.
The lines in this, no regrets, no forgiveness, no compassion. These brave heroes only know how to hit and run. Slowly my sadness turns to rage, and we wonder, how can these scars ever heal when all's said and done? It's, you know...
You got to see both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
I mean, it's very important that you see both sides of the story. And that is one of the least both sides of the story things you've ever read
terrorism
in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so let's move this shit along.
You see, the thing is, I'm going to be honest, I don't mind this one as much. Honestly, this because it's got something more oomph to it.
Yeah.
And I think that the chorus is at least got something in it. The 7 minutes is far too long, obviously, and there's 6 minutes should have been cut. But this little bit of chorus, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's all right.
As I say, it's one of the more listenable tracks.
Yeah.
But at this point...
Oh, it's worn me down, this album. That's why I'm giving it a pass at this point.
Which is much...
But this is one of my favourites on the album because it's something different.
I've never, ever felt more sympathy for a woman I've never met.
No.
Anyway, right, so let's do the final track on this
Fine.
record. This
Okay,
one's called Please Come Out
Exactly.
Tonight.
And, we've just had this one. Maybe he has turned a corner and we're going to end on another big fucking full of life banger. Come
I
on.
reckon you're right. Oh, no, it's slow and morbid again.
Oh, mate.
And this one is a desperate reconciliation song.
Please come out tonight. Oh, this is embarrassing to listen to.
This is embarrassing to listen to.
Yeah.
This is, you've let yourself down, Phil.
Oh, God.
Many times on this record, and this is the final embarrassment, right?
Yeah.
And look, you can hear what it is. It's another one of these.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. This is what it sounds like for the entire song.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to say at this point. It's bollocks.
It's saying it's come with me. It's basically, come with me, we'll go and reconnect. There's still a spark between us. Let's go and find that again.
He's like, has he not heard the other 10 tracks?
Honestly,
it's done, Phil. We know
it's
in
the
done.
middle of the divorce. The fax has been sent, and it's. Why are you doing this to yourself? What do you think is going to be the outcome of this song?
I'll be honest with you. If I was her divorce lawyer, this whole album would be evidence.
True enough.
And I don't think there's a court in the land that would have been like, oh yeah, no, fair enough, whatever you want, you should have, because no one should hear this.
Oh yeah,
no one should be the subject of this.
This is abuse.
Right, look, and I'll tell you what the worst thing about this is.
Go on.
Because this is the last track on the album,
Yes.
and I was listening to it on Spotify, and as soon as this track ended,
Yeah.
Easy Lover came on.
Oh.
And I was like,
Oh yeah.
and here's what it could have been.
Absolutely.
Here's what you could. It was like the board revolving in fucking bullseye, and here's what you could have won.
I had to wash my ears out with classic Phil songs after listening to this. I had to get into even some of the slower, more maudlin, morbid songs that he's done, like One More Night or Two Hearts or whatever. I was like, yeah, but this is a good song. I've just listened to 11 songs of hogwash. Absolute dreary hogwash.
Hogwash is the way to put it.
And I was annoyed. I was really annoyed because I know he can write a fucking song and he's totally refused to do it.
All right, so shall we go to our Twitter?
Yes, let's see who agrees with it. Or let's see if anyone actually remembers this album for a start. Let's see what we got.
DJ Mike Latrell has responded, good luck with this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very fair summation. He knows what we're getting us into here.
Gaz Jones, every episode of PCL Podcast has led to this moment. Every day is top tier Phil Collins balladry. Don't know if I agree with that. Title tracks are cracker too. More bagpipes.
More bagpipes. I'm not sure if he's saying there are more bagpipes on this album than you should be allowed, or if he's asking for more bagpipes.
Yeah, Giovanni Bien, only know the singles, but there was a distinct sense at the time he'd peaked commercially, and this was the beginning of the journey into irrelevance. It was a relief just to YouTube the lead signal and knew the lyrics to the chorus, so I can't exactly claim superiority.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it was Giovanni who was telling us about the Belinda Carlisle, his knowledge of Belinda Carlisle. I mean, also just Gaz Jones, who was the one guy before that. He's got his own podcast, Gaz, Track One, Side One. Go and check that out. I
owe you an email, by the way, Gaz, sorry.
Absolutely. He was so excited that we were going to have to do this album. He was absolutely frothing for us to do Phil Collins again. I think he really likes us getting hurt by music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I have been.
Absolutely.
Bradders, 77.
Yes, Bradders.
Next. Yes, Bradders, big up. The only thing I can say about this record with any positivity is that it's slightly better than Dancing to the Light. A record which I hope, in that case, I never have to hear.
No, I think it got top 5, I think, but it wasn't number 1.
Thank fuck for that. That's the last Phil Collins record we're going to have to do.
This is the last Phil Collins we have to actually cover.
Yeah, you could say, we've had our fill.
Way! Thanks, Mr. Partridge.
Booyah! Dave Roddy bought this album, not for me, Christmas present for my mum. Don't remember hearing any of it on purpose.
I mean, this is a classic Christmas present for your mum album.
Yeah.
I don't really know what she likes or what to get her. This'll do.
It's a fairly low amount of feedback for this record, which I think speaks a lot.
We had a lot of people sort of liking the tweet, that knowing that we were going to have to listen to a Phil Collins album again. But no, I think a lot of people were in the same boat as us. They didn't know this from the time. It wasn't on their radar, which is entirely fair because, okay, let's do a summation. I think this is fucking dreadful. I think this is one of the worst albums we've had to listen to in the entire thing.
I think it's a terrible record. I feel bad saying it. It's a very personal, very honest record.
Yeah.
It's just no fucking good.
No good at all.
It's rubbish. It was painful to listen to.
Yeah.
Every time I listened to it, it got more painful to listen to.
Yeah.
I was disappointed with it. The fact that it's an artist that I respect and have some love for made it worse.
Much worse.
Yeah, this is terrible.
No.
I'm surprised that an artist of his standard managed to put out a record without one song that was in any way anything more
you would hope
than okay.
Exactly. There'd be one you go, oh well, obviously that's the single because that's really good. Shame about the other ones. This doesn't even have that.
Doesn't.
No. Again, we have to reiterate, it's all his fault. He played it all. He wrote it all. It's his fault. The buck stops at him. Shocking.
This is an album that is probably infinitely worse for the level of control that his previous success would have given him.
Totally. Shouldn't be allowed.
No, but it made a load of fucking money, so who cares?
Well, for his wife, his ex-wife, yeah.
Well, you'd hope so, yeah.
This has made it into, I'd say, definitely my top 5 worst albums that we've covered.
Yeah, me too.
Straight away.
Me too. Yeah, definitely that.
Probably
definitely
top 3.
And I would say biggest disappointment is number 1 straight away.
Oh, I see.
Because I wouldn't have expected. I can't think of anything that I would have I would have never expected it to be this bad.
No, I was expecting it to be a bit dull.
It's like I was expecting, that my number 1 worst album that we've done, I think, remains probably Enigma.
Fine.
And I expected that to be bad.
Oh, totally. I expected to hate the Right Said Fred album.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did.
Yeah.
I thought this would have 1 or 2 big songs on it.
Dog shit.
Awful.
So we have to pick a song.
Yeah.
We have to have a song from this record. And I don't think this is going to be an easy choice.
Well, no.
Given my druthers, this would be a 0 song.
Yes, absolutely.
Like even something like the Enigma track, at least like Sadness Part 1 is
whatever.
Right.
I think we just put the shortest song on that one on, but that's not even really an option with this. I think the one that we both had at least something nice to say at one point was Every Day, wasn't it? Because the chorus was all right.
Yeah, yes, I guess. I mean, I quite like the Tooley one. I Can't Find My Way, but it has got that annoying bit in the middle.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
You didn't mind.
I didn't mind We Wait and We Wonder.
Yeah, I mean, it's not awful. Which is the shortest of those 3?
Oh, God. Let's have a look. Right, so We Wait and Wonder, 7 minutes. It's not going to be that. What was the one I liked? No. Can't Find My Way? No, that was the one you liked.
Yeah.
That's 5:09. Okay. All right. And Every Day is 5:43. All right, shall we do Can't Find My Way then?
It's up to you, mate. If you feel particularly strongly about Every Day.
Christ, no.
All right, there we go. We'll stick that one on there because at least it's got a little kind of Tooley bit at the start.
Yeah, fine.
Right,
It's a real shame that this was the last proper number 1 album, 1993. We're ending the season of albums on this note.
Well, they can't all. I mean, what do we start on?
With Little Angels.
Yeah, it's taken us quite a long time to get through 1993.
It has, yeah. It has.
For a year that is one of my favourite ever years for music.
Yep.
The albums we covered weren't a great payload, were they?
No.
With a couple of notable exceptions.
Yeah, I mean, we started Little Angels. E17 was the second one, which was a lot of fun, but wasn't good. No, the good ones were like Depeche Mode, Janet Jackson we quite liked. Mm-hmm. Mariah Carey we quite liked.
Well, you know what,
Nirvana,
we can recap all this because the next episode that we're going to put out, we're going to do a best of hip hop for 1993 because we think it warrants itself. And
there was a lot of good hip hop.
And we're going to do a best of 1993 as well that doesn't include the hip hop. So I think we want to have a guess for that one. So we're trying to work out if that's going to happen or not.
We will also be putting out feelers to see what you guys loved from 93 as well. So get your top 5s kind of ready to go.
Yeah, start working on that, you nerds.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, anyway, thank you for joining us through this excoriating fucking soul-searching trip through Phil Collins.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry that we started this podcast. Just
I had to do this. God damn it.
We understand this. It's like when you listen to an album that you really don't like, and you're like, I've got to listen to this at least 5 times.
Yeah.
And I'm busy.
And then I've got to look at some lyrics. I might have to watch some videos. Like, Jesus, man.
But anyway, so look, thank you for joining us. I hope you got something out of it. I know some people like it when we go through pain. So,
true.
You perverts. Anyway, we will be back as soon as we can with a Best of Hip Hop special. Then we'll be doing a Best of 90 1993, and then we will be starting 1994.
Yeah, back into the new season whenever we can get ourselves together on that
back
one.
in this motherfucker.
On that note,
Yep.
thank you for joining us.
Cheers.
See you next time.
Boo.
Thank you for checking out this episode of Pop Collaborate and Listen. It was produced and edited by us, for which we can only apologise. We're on Twitter at PCL Podcast, on Instagram also at PCL Podcast, and facebook.com/PCL Podcast. All of these, plus links to our various Spotify playlists, etc., are on our website, which is pclpodcast.com. Please feel free to get in contact via any of the social media or on pclmusicpodcast@gmail.com.